All right, what's up, LinkedIn? I wrote about this last week a little bit, and I posted about it in my newsletter as well. The concept that title doesn't matter. And at the end of my newsletter last week, I talked about this idea of rather than focusing on going up market or up segment in your job search, the idea of focusing on going up product. I talked to a lot of candidates that are currently in an SMB role wanting to go mid market, or currently in a mid market role wanting to go enterprise, or currently in a fill in the blank title and they want that senior title or that head of title in the next role, despite the function not really matching it. And I talked to a lot of candidates that kind of get hung up, understandably, on this idea that I want that fill in the blank title. I want my career on paper to reflect the growth that I've had in the role. And while I understand the desire for kind of reflected growth in your title, I cannot emphasize enough how much title ultimately does not matter in these environments. Now, there are definitely hiring managers out there that would disagree with me. However, they are the minority, not the majority. The vast majority of hiring managers are not curious about what your title was. They're curious about like what you were doing in your day-to-day role and how that success was tracked and was managed. I have a client right now that SMB for them is 3,000 employees and below. I have another client, and those are $50,000 deals. I have another client where enterprise is a $10,000 deal. So having these titles can give a general sense for what somebody's doing, but at the end of the day, they are not the gospel. They are not Bible. They are not, there's not a science to it. It is not objective. It's very subjective. And it's subjective to the organization, the size of customers that they're selling into, the manager that you have, how they perceive, SMB, mid-market, enterprise, whatever the case may be. So if you are looking for a new role and you are tempted to focus on title and focus on getting that more senior, more elevated title, I would highly encourage you to put that to the side and maybe have that be like the cherry on top, but have your focus and your emphasis be on, man, how can I get to the better product? How can I go up product with who I'm selling to, what I'm selling, the industry that I'm in, whatever. If you're selling into a lackluster buyer and you're selling a lackluster product that's maybe just middle of the road, maybe think about going for the best in the space. If you like the industry that you're selling into, but you're not selling the most dominant product, go try and work for the most dominant product. It's a shame to see how many people focus solely on the material, surface level, kind of unimportant elements of a job, like the title, and disregard the legitimacy of selling the best product to the best customers in the best space with the best team. All of that comes far in advance, way ahead of the value of a title. I can tell you with over a decade of recruiting that I talk to candidates all the time whose titles do not reflect what they do, and that's both a good and a bad thing. I talk to enterprise reps all day long that have 20K deals that are selling to 1,000 to 2,000 employee companies. Sorry, that's not enterprise. So you giving yourself the title of an enterprise seller when you're not is only actually going to hurt you. It's going to stop conversations. It's going to keep mid-market sellers or mid-market hiring managers from reaching out to you, and it's going to keep enterprise managers from wanting to continue to engage with you after they do some discovery. So put the title to the side, focus on going up product, and I've got so much more to say on this, but my video is getting long, and I'd be surprised if you're still listening to this. So if you have any questions, hit me up. I'd love to chat.